Good morning, grade 10s. Today we're going to look at financial maths, specifically hire purchase, and this is day 19's work. You can find all these notes on the website and also in your textbook. I'm not sure on which page, I think it's around about 211, but we will get to that now. So like I said yesterday, hire purchase is always simple interest. Even if they don't state simple interest, you must know when we work with hire purchase, you must always use simple interest. The example here, Vanessa buys a laptop costing 16,000 Rand. She pays a 10% deposit and then takes out a 24-month hire purchase loan on the balance. Now let's first look at the balance. What does a balance mean? The balance is the original amount minus the deposit. In other words, that's 16,000 Rand minus the 10% deposit. That will be your balance. Okay, let's read on further. The interest rate charged on the loan is 22% per annum simple interest. Calculate her monthly payments and what you will actually pay for the computer. So there's two questions. We must calculate her monthly payment and also what you will pay in total for this computer, what her actual payment will be for the computer. Okay, now first let's go work out what will her deposit be. Her deposit will be 10% of 16,000 will change into a multiplication, and then you will get the deposit will be 1,600 Rand. Now we need to go work out what her balance will be. Now remember we said the balance is the original amount minus the deposit. So in this case the balance will be 14,400 Rand. That 14,400 Rand will be your initial value, the amount that you will put on loan or that you will need to borrow. Okay, so the interest will be calculated on that 14,400 Rand for 24 months. We must use the simple interest rate formula for hire purchase, but remember N cannot be in months. It must be the amount of years. And because 24 months is 2 years, in the place of N we will put a 2. P, my initial amount or the amount that I'm going to borrow, will be then 14,400 and the interest will be 22%. And remember you can write that 22% as a fraction or as a decimal. If you put that into your calculator, you will get that she will pay for this computer 20,736 Rand over the 2 years. But the question was, what will her monthly payment be? So then we're going to take the value of A and divide it with 24 months, and then you will get that she will pay 864 Rand per month. The second question was, what will she actually pay for this computer in total? Because now remember she paid in deposit as well as this final amount of 20,736 Rand. So if you add those two amounts, you will get an answer that an answer of 22,336 Rand. Your homework for today is exercise 2, which is on page 211 in your textbook, number A, B, and F. Please go try this on your own first and then continue watching the video to check your answers. Question A. David buys a computer which costs 17,000. He takes out a 36-month hire purchase agreement. He pays a deposit of 10% and the interest charged on the balance is 14% per annum simple interest. What will his monthly payments be and what will he actually pay for the laptop? Very similar to the example that we just did. First we need to go work out what was the deposit that he paid. Now the deposit he will pay is 10% of the 17,000, which gives you an answer of 1,700 Rand. Now we need to go work out what is the balance. In other words, how much money will he go borrow? Will he need to borrow? Alright, that is the balance. And we said that the balance can be calculated by taking the 17,000 minus the deposit, which will give you an answer of 15,300 Rand. Alright, we know that hire purchase is always simple interest, therefore I use the simple interest formula. we know the value of P will be 15,300 Rand. I will be the interest rate, which is 14%, that you can put in as a decimal or as a fraction, and N must be in years. Now 36 months is then 3 years. If you calculate that, you will get an answer of 21,726 Rand. But the question was, you must calculate his monthly payment. So now I'm going to take that amount of A and divide it with 36, and you will get that his monthly payment will be 603 Rand and 50 cents. Another question in this question A is also that we must calculate what he will actually pay for the laptop. Therefore, we must take the amount of A plus his deposit of 1,700 Rand, and then you will get that he actually paid for this laptop 23,426 Rands. Question B. Patricia wants to buy a furniture suite for 38,000. She decides to take out a hire purchase loan involving equal monthly payments over 5 years. The deposit is 20% and the simple interest rate charged per annum is 15%. Number 1, we must calculate how much must be paid each month. In other words, her monthly payment. Okay, first I go work out the deposit, 20% of that 38,000, which will give you an amount of 7,600 Rand. That is her deposit. Now we need to go calculate her balance. The balance is that 38,000, the original price of the furniture, minus her deposit of 6,700 Rand, which will give you an answer of 30,400 Rand. Now we know that hire purchase is always simple interest, so we're going to use that formula of simple interest. We're going to substitute all the variables that we have. P is 30,400, I is the interest rate, which is 15%, and N will be a period of 5 years, so N will be 5. And if you calculate that, you will get a value of 53,200 Rand. Now to get her monthly payment, we must now take that 53,200 and divide it with 60. Why with 60? Because there is 60 months in 5 years. And then that will give you her monthly payment of 886 Rand and 67 cents. Question number 2. They ask us the amount of interest paid, only the interest. Now remember, the loan that we took out, the balance was 30,400, but in total she paid 53,200 Rand. So what is the interest that she paid? We simply subtract those two amounts and you will get her, the interest that she paid was 22,800 Rand. Question number 3. They ask us to calculate the actual amount paid for the furniture that she bought. That is the amount of A, that 53,200 Rand, plus the deposit that she paid at the beginning of 7,600 Rand, and then you get a total amount of 60,800 Rand. The last question, F. Belinda buys a flat screen plasma television costing 20,000 Rand on hire purchase. She traded in an old television for 3,000 and paid a deposit of 2,000 Rand. The balance was paid by means of monthly installments over 900 Rand over 2 years. Calculate the total simple interest paid and the rate of simple interest. Again, 2 questions. Right, first let's go see what was the balance. The television cost 20,000 Rand, but she traded in an old television of 3,000 Rand and she paid a deposit of 2,000 Rand. Therefore, the balance will be 15,000 Rand. Furthermore, she is going to pay 900 Rand over 2 years every month. So the amount that she will be paying after those 2 years would be the 900 times the 24 months, because there's 24 months in 2 years, and that gives you an amount of 21,600 Rand. Now the first question here was to calculate the simple interest that Belinda paid. That will be the amount that was paid, that 21,600 Rand, minus the balance, and then you will get the simple interest that was paid, which is 6,600 Rand. The second part of this question is we have to calculate the simple interest rate. Now, hire purchase, we always use simple interest, therefore I use the simple interest formula. We have the value of A, that is the amount paid, which is 21,600. We have the value of P, that is 15,000, our balance. I is the simple interest that we need to go calculate, and N we know, which is 2 years. 24 months is 2 years. So I substitute that information into my formula. Now to get I, which is my simple interest rate, to get that alone, I must first get rid of the 15,000. To do that, I must divide the 21,600 Rand with the 15,000 Rand. Next, I need to get rid of the 1. It's a positive 1 on the right hand side of the equal sign, so to get rid of it, I must subtract it on the other side. Now, if you take that to a decimal, that 21,600 divided by 15,000 minus 1, you will get an answer of 0,44. And now I still need to get rid of the 2 on the right hand side. And to do that, I will divide with the 0,44 with 2 on the left hand side. That gives you 0,22. But remember, interest rates always out of 100, so I multiply that with 100, and that will give me 22%. That is the interest rate. Please feel free to ask us if you don't understand anything, or if you have extra questions, please contact your math teacher. Good luck!